Oh, good thing I hit the button.
I know the button is like, here we go.
All right, it's
Here we
recording now
go.
too.
All right, got a little countdown. I look so dark. Do I look dark? I feel like
Nice.
I'm.
Hi, everyone. If somebody wouldn't mind just writing in the chat, if you can see Ashika and I, and then we'll go ahead and get started in just a few moments. Ashika, I hope I did this right.
Well, I just typed hello and welcome. So,
Oh,
okay.
wonderful. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
This is our first time, and the backside definitely looks a little different than being in this session. Hi,
Hi,
Michelle.
Michelle.
All right. Can you all see the PowerPoint presentation as well?
Good morning.
Good morning,
Hi.
Jeff.
Oh, hey, Mark.
Good
Hey,
morning.
Georgia K. COA. Okay. Good deal. And they can see the presentation. All right. Michelle, you're
Oh,
waving. All
perfect.
right.
All
Good
right, well,
deal.
we'll go ahead and get started. So just to introduce ourselves real quick, my name is Megan Dross, and I served previously as the Director for Admissions and Recruitment at College of the Albemarle. And I'm joined by my colleague Yashika, who will introduce herself.
Hi. Good morning, everyone. I'm Yushika Hewitt. I'm the Director of Advising and Student Success here at COA.
And we wanted to share with you all a initiative that we created and did this past spring at College of the Albemarle to help engage our campus, engage our students, engage faculty and staff, and have a little fun. And so hopefully walking away from this, you will potentially get some ideas for creative ways that you can engage across your institution, have a little fun, and help in terms of retention and recruitment. And so to give a little backstory, part of this started from we had done some community sessions and some campus sessions where we talked to individuals about the kind of the strengths of COA, some of the challenges, and some of the areas that we could improve. And something we heard pretty consistently was sharing information across our 7-county service area and finding ways to share and engage within the 4 campuses. And so from that, a group of individuals got together and talked about these areas that we can improve upon and what we wanted to do. And so we wanted to create an opportunity for campus engagement amongst all faculty and staff across the 4 campus locations in our 7-county service area. We wanted it to be something that everyone could be involved in, regardless of their role at COA, helping us in terms of retention efforts and recruitment efforts, specifically focused on summer and fall, as those were the semesters that we were preparing to enroll and or had open enrollment for. We wanted to find creative ways to share information about COA across our 7-county service area, and we wanted to be able to do it about all of the available programs that we offered. And we wanted to have a little fun. I think we can all agree it's been a long, challenging academic year plus now. And so we wanted to find a way to have some fun and to just really engage with each other. And from that, we created what we called the COA Challenge. So the COA Challenge was a campus-wide challenge designed to promote our course offerings in every area that COA services, so career and college readiness, continuing education, curriculum programs, as well as we had some summer camps that we were able to share about and some recruitment opportunities. We wanted to provide opportunities for faculty and staff, regardless of their level of student interaction, to be able to participate and earn points in the challenge. And we wanted to have faculty and staff from across campuses and departments meet and interact with individuals and just re-engage. We had, we have individuals who work in many different areas, and so we wanted them to find a way to connect with other individuals, and we wanted to have some fun. And so through that, we created the challenge. Faculty and staff were able to sign up to participate. We had 50 individuals sign up for this first challenge, which we were really excited about. And they were divided up into teams. These teams included diverse groups of individuals from different departments, locations, in order to really provide opportunities for everyone to be involved and to engage. We created what we called the Dolphin Dollars. So for those who don't know, COA's mascot is the dolphin. And so we created Dolphin Dollars as our form of currency for points, and we assigned Dolphin Dollar point values to a variety of tasks, anywhere from attending events to sharing information on social media to helping students register for courses or even making phone calls and handwritten letters for students. So the first step in this challenge was to find ways to encourage people to participate. And so we did this in a variety of ways. One is through sending communication via postcard to all of the faculty and staff, full-time and part-time at College of the Albemarle. We also created some kickoff videos and held kickoff events. And so I'm going to share with you all one of the videos that we created where we actually surprised a faculty member in their office. So that was Laura Morrison, who is the chair of our English and Communications department, and we snuck into her office and surprised her one afternoon with our COA Challenge team. We also created Dolphin Dollars. We had posters created with enrollment initiatives and goals that we placed all over our campuses. And then at the top here, you'll see our Vice President for Student Success and Enrollment Management, Ms. Chris Burris. One of the prizes for the COA Challenge was an opportunity to pie your favorite leadership in the face. And people were a little skeptical if leadership was really on board with this pieing. And so I grabbed 3 of our vice presidents and had them play the pie in the face game. And Chris was the winner or loser, depending on how you look at it. And so we were able to share a video of that as well. And so we tried to find some fun ways to really show everybody on campus what this challenge was about and the fun that we were hoping it would bring. Step 2, once we had the teams created, we had to find some ways to provide them with the tools that they would need to be successful. And so we did this in a couple of ways. One of the ways was we wanted to share about COA across social media platforms. And so we created some postings, and these are just a couple samples, highlighting all kinds of things about COA, upcoming curriculum programs, upcoming CE offerings, scholarship opportunities, special support services for students with different backgrounds. And so these were readily available to them, and they were formatted to be shared on any social media platform that they were on or they were interested in sharing it, and ways for them to give a little bit more information about COA. We also had a number of kind of Google documents that they were able to utilize as a team. And I know Yashika is going to talk through this a little bit more with you all in just a little bit. But we wanted to find ways for them to be able to track students and to track their efforts and their initiatives and to see where those students were. So each team was assigned a group of current students as well as a group of prospective students for them to outreach and network with. And they were provided all of the information for these students, from their programs of study to their email and phone numbers to their registration status, on a Google Sheet. And the team was then able to assign individuals on the team to be that person's contact. They were able to mark if they had emailed or called the student to encourage them to register. We were able to go in on our end and show when the student had registered. We did a consistent tracking of this in order to keep the information as up to date as possible. We were able to show if they were a current CCP student looking to attend as an adult student in the fall or summer. And then each team also had a sheet that tracked their points as a team, so they could see what they had received points for, whether it was social media postings, students registering, an event they may have attended, so that they could make sure that the efforts that they were putting forth were being tracked as part of the challenge. And then the other thing that we did is we wanted to encourage individuals throughout the challenge. And so we did this in a couple of ways. One was through weekly emails with team standings and college-wide achievements. And so we not only wanted to show the teams that were participating what was happening within the challenge, but we also wanted to show them the efforts that they were doing and how it was improving the college as we went along. We also did some random opportunities for them to earn additional points to try to keep those individuals motivated. We did this through things like Trivia Day, where we had some trivia questions related to COA that they could answer. We did some letter writing campaigns. We did some opportunities for them to put posters up throughout the community. And this was just a way for them to earn some additional points and have some fun. And then we did some team emails to help plan for outreach and efforts, check in with each other, and engage. And so this was a way for the teams to just keep in communication with each other about what they were doing, what ideas that they had. Each team did have a captain or co-captain who helped to kind of encourage the team and keep them going. And so really after that, it was just to watch the fun and engagement. And so to give you some examples, these are some of the pictures and emails that went back and forth through the teams. You can see that for some of them, it was just cheering each other on when they got points. For others, it was fun ways of people on other teams offering to take over tasks for a team to try to steal some Dolphin Dollars from them. We've got some COA individuals here who went out into events or went and shared information with different community members, showing off their pride out in that community. And so I gave you the tamest of the emails. I'm sure that those on this session who were part of the challenge can tell you that, this was by far one of the best parts of it, was just seeing people have some fun and seeing the teams kind of encourage each other, but also, kind of tease each other through emails as they earned Dolphin Dollars and did different community activities. And I'm going to turn it over to Yashika now. Yashika served as a team captain for one of our teams, and she was also on our planning committee to share with you a little bit about that team perspective.
Thanks, Megan. As Megan mentioned, this was a great opportunity for us to really think about how we could boost enrollment, and then also how we could make sure that we were engaging with our colleagues across the college. So I was the team captain of Team We Are the Champions. I had to project success with our team name. And so we just, met, and we would meet via email or via Zoom and just try to decide, okay, what's going to be our strategy as far as how we're going to tackle our list of students. So, it was a great opportunity for us. We're very competitive. So when Megan would send out the weekly emails with the standings, immediately an email would go out as far as, okay, what can we do next week to really boost our standing? Our goal was to get into the top 3 because we really, really wanted the opportunity to pie campus leadership. That was our main goal. We wanted to win, but if we couldn't win, at least we could be in the top 3. And so in terms of thinking about the spreadsheet that Megan worked out for us, we went through and we divided it up, and then we thought about, okay, what are some of the outreach efforts that we can do to reach out to our students? So we did a call campaign. We did handwritten note cards, which we found to be very effective. We kind of worked out a template so that all the cards kind of had the same general message, but a person could add their individual flair and then mail that out to the students. We also did a variety of emails. We had an English faculty member on our team, and so she would create a template for us to use, and then we would email that out to our students on our list. We also did a variety of social media posts. So, there were different posts for wearing different outfits and different things like that. And so we tried to figure out also ways that we could kind of bank points. Okay, so like the picture that's on the screen, that was at our Let's Register Together student registration campaign that we had on campus. So I got points because I had to make sure that my COA logo was shown. And then we posted that on social media. So different things like that to really make sure that we were, having fun with it. in terms of the different events, I mentioned the Register Together campaign, but we also did a CCP to COA Day event that was designed to encourage our graduating CCP students to make that transition as COA students in the fall. And so once again, if faculty and staff participated in that event, they could earn points for their team. One of our staff members also went into the community, and she attended a women's networking event out at the Outer Banks. And she mentioned that it was a great chance for her to provide exposure to COA for individuals outside of our normal service area. And she did have a couple of people say, I may have to consider coming back to this area after I'm done with my vacation. Maybe I'll come back to COA. So it was definitely a great opportunity in that regard in terms of recruiting. We also had a golf tournament here on campus that, once again, if you participated in that event, you could earn points for your team. So anything that we could do to really think outside of the box. How can we boost our team? How can we boost exposure to COA? We were definitely, concerned with wanting to do that, and we were excited to be a part of this opportunity. So Megan is going to chat a little bit about the results of all of our efforts, and then you get to see some pictures of some good time pie in the face.
And I'll also share too, so Yashika shared a lot about what her team did, but we had some other teams that also did some different things. And so some teams assigned students to faculty and staff, and that was their kind of go-to contact person. And they would do phone calls and emails. And we did track this to ensure that students weren't getting overwhelmed by information, that they weren't getting contacted by too many people at once. But they were able to connect with those students. They were able to potentially connect faculty who weren't part of the challenge, but were part of their area, to those students to be able to talk to them about programs. We, our career and college readiness group, went out into the community, and they put up some signs throughout the community about finishing up your high school credentials with COA. They were able to go to some of the different areas within our community that serviced a higher number of individuals who would be interested in the courses that they offered. And so they were able to have those conversations and present things that they were planning to do anyway, but this was just a way to not only encourage them to do it, but also to highlight the amazing efforts that they were doing to really promote the institution throughout the 7 counties that we serve. So to give you an idea of some of the results that we saw, so the challenge itself ran for about a month and a half. And so this ran from about mid-March to very early May. So we had it go from just before enrollment began for our fall term until right around graduation for our spring students. So during that month and a half, through the challenge teams, we were able to enroll 975 students for this upcoming fall semester. We were able to enroll an additional 230 students for our summer semester. And so that actually helped us to increase our adult enrollment for summer, which was really great. We've had challenge members post about COA on social media pages almost 300 times. And so it really helped us increase the postings about COA and increase their outreach to those communities, because when they were able to post on their pages, it then reached out to all of their friends and family in the area and their connections in the area who may not follow COA at the time, but were still able to find out about all of the great things happening. We had 8 students pass GED subject tests during that month and a half. We were able to move 36 students from orientation to participation. So they were able to engage with students and have them meet the credit requirement in order to go from still in orientation to participation of those GED and adult high school programs. We saw 3 CCR students fully pass their test and graduate from the program. And of those 3, all 3 then enrolled at COA for the fall to continue on into either CTE or college transfer programs. And then for our CE courses, so we had a number of participants who kind of straddled both the CE and the curriculum offerings. And so just looking at those participants who had opportunities in both, those participants were able to register 227 students for curriculum or for continuing education offerings. And these were in a variety of areas, including EMS and basic life saving, nurse aid, pharmacy tech. We did some forklift driving and drone courses. There was some machining courses in our continuing education that were part of that, some pool and spa certifications in hospitality. And so from those who participated in the challenge, who also had their job placed them in the CE opportunities as well, we were able to track 227 students who they were able to help register. So overall, through the month and a half, we saw not only just a lot of fun and engagement across the campus, but we saw some great numbers in terms of COA's outreach and in terms of COA's enrollment for the semesters that we were focused on at the time. And then we had a reward. And so this is Dr. Carter, who's our Vice President for Learning at COA, standing with our COA Challenge Trophy. So we do have a trophy for this that currently is being shared amongst the winning team. It's a little tough to see, but for anyone who's met Dr. Carter in person, this trophy is about just under 4 feet tall. And so we reached out to our machining department and our CAD department and our aviation department, and I gave them this crazy idea that I wanted to create a COA trophy, but I wanted it to truly emulate COA. And so I wanted their help, and they jumped at the opportunity and pulled students into the opportunity, and they created this amazing trophy through machining practices, as well as our CAD students designed the base of the trophy and were able to print it on a 3D printer. And then our aviation students came in and made it just sparkle and shine. And so this was really a college effort in order to get this trophy created. It is heavy. I will tell you, it weighs about 60 pounds, but it was a really exciting thing to be able to present to the winning team. And so the way that this challenge really culminated is we had, at College of the Albemarle, we had a faculty and staff appreciation day. And so we were able to recognize the winning team and also able to provide the rewards for the challenge. And so we had 3 opportunities for challenge participants. The winning team got to choose which of the 3 they wanted, and then the second place team got to choose from the remaining 2. And so those challenge rewards were a lunch for your team from one of our local restaurants, the opportunity to pie your favorite leadership in the face, and then some COA swag items, so some new t-shirts and hats and laptop bags that we had gotten in. And so our second place team took the opportunity to pie our leadership in the face, and it did not disappoint. And so Yashika's team, which came in second, got to pie, each member got to pie an individual from our COA leadership team in the face. And so these are just some of the pictures from that opportunity. So we have Dr. Dean Roughton, who is our Vice President for Institutional Research, Planning, and Effectiveness, Mr. Tim Sweeney, who is the Dean over our Dare County campus, and Dr. Yvonne Carter, who's our Vice President for Learning. All were happy and willing participants. We also had Robin Harris, who's our Dean for Health Science and Wellness Programs. Our very own President, Dr. Jack Bagwell, jumped in and was happy to be pied by one of our challenge winners. And then also Walter Mead, who oversees our EMS program, was a special request for pieing. And he, even though he was on the winning team, he was happy to be a part of this and happy to be part of the pieing. So overall, you know, I think the biggest takeaway from this challenge was that we were successfully able to find a way to just re-engage as an institution and as a community, but in doing that, also find ways to show individuals that regardless of your position, regardless of your area, you are helping COA every day recruit and retain students. And so whether you're in the business office or human resources or marketing or a program coordinator or faculty member or an advisor, you know, everyone has the opportunity to really help COA as a whole and help an institution as a whole recruit and retain students. And the efforts were definitely impactful from this challenge, and it's something that as an institution we would love to keep doing. And so at this time, we'll kind of open it up to questions from you guys about the challenge, as well as you know, just about kind of the results from it.
So we did have a question earlier from Rebecca, which I answered, and you also reiterated that yes, we do plan to keep this going next year. I mean, this was our first launch of it, and I definitely think we can only expand it from here. And then Joanne is asking if we can share the presentation, which I think we should be able to share the presentation?
Absolutely. Let me see if I know that there is a way to upload a document. So as soon as this is over, I'll upload the presentation into the session. I think I can do it after. And then also, I'll be happy to share my email address, and then Yashika, if you want to share yours as well. That way, if anybody has any questions, they're welcome to reach out to us. I will say that some of what we learned from this that will help us as we move forward is that, we created the Dolphin Dollar point system in a way that we thought would be really equitable across areas. And so whether it was a team that was focused on curriculum or continuing education or career and college readiness, and I think through this first challenge, we really saw that there were definitely ways where we could kind of adjust those point systems to make it so that it was even more equitable for all those who were able to participate moving forward. We have a new director of admissions at COA who just started, and he and I actually just met yesterday. His name's John Hunting, and he has already said, like, tell me more about this challenge. How can we make this challenge work again? Because I think from an institutional standpoint, it was just not only fun, but I think it really provided us with some amazing outcomes that helped us increase enrollment and helped us kind of just increase engagement.
Wow.
Any other questions? I will say too, I don't know that we'll convince leadership to be pied in the face again.
It might be different. It might be a little bit of a different.
We may have to do like a dunk tank or something different.
Ooh, I like the dunk tank. Yeah. I like that. But I definitely think from the team perspective, it was good for us just to definitely, like I mentioned earlier, build the relationships with individuals you may not necessarily work with on a daily basis. So I think that anything that we can do to kind of, come together, especially coming out of the pandemic, it was nice to be able to do that. Adding key lime pie, okay. One of our piers. So I guess, Dr. Rowden, it seems like you're volunteering yourself again to be pied next year. If you want to taste key lime, that can be arranged.
And I think it helps, our leadership from every area was so supportive of this kind of crazy idea. Because when we first brought it up to them, we didn't have a lot of it flushed out. And so, they definitely, when I came to them and said, hey, we want to do this, but I need a prize that is really going to get people involved. And the first thing that came to mind was to pie them in the face. Not a single member of our leadership, from our VPs to our deans to our president, our CFO, they all instantly said, if this is going to help the institution, I'm in, sign me up. And so I think one thing that I can say is getting leadership involved early and getting them on board with whatever initiative you come up with is just so incredibly helpful, because their support really helped to make this the success that it was. And, even those who didn't participate in the challenge got to see us, do the pieing contest at the end. And so I think it also encouraged others to participate next year so that they could be a part of the fun. Well, if there are no other questions, we want to thank you all so much for joining us today. Like I said, we will upload the presentation into this session as soon as it's over. You have Yashika and I's contact information, so don't hesitate to reach out. But I definitely would encourage you, and I think Yashika would say the same, at your institution, to just think of a way to think a little bit outside of the box, have a little fun again, and really get everybody involved in the efforts, because for our institution, the outcome of it was just really great, not only in terms of numbers, but in terms of just engagement with each other. And so I think it was overall incredibly worthwhile at every effort. Well, you all have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of the summit.
Thank you for attending. Did we just do stop?